Well, hello friends, how are you today? It's Sharon here, Sharon Hankins from the blog I Restore Stuff, here with Essential Stencil as one of their ambassadors. So if you are joining in watching the replay, you can comment the word replay and you have a chance to win another prize after the live has finished going live. So welcome everybody. How are you today? Yes, here we are in my new house. Just going to play on this live so I can see comments today. How are you all? Hi, Casey's here watching. Let me know where you're watching from, guys. Hi, Cheryl. Can see you there. Let's see if I can see the comments now. There we go. Cheryl's here, Linda May's here. So yes, guys, we finally moved, but I probably have nothing to show because from my perspective, you're looking at a blank wall here. It's probably the only blank space we've found in our new house. We have boxes everywhere. I'm just looking at boxes. The kitchen's over here. I am again in our dining room. Let me just show you outside though. Hi Tracy, thank you so much for sprinkling, sharing the live. So you can even see there's other houses being built around us. So this house across the fence is still being constructed. So nice and sunny outdoors here in Australia. It is Thursday morning right now in the USA for you. I'm sure it's Wednesday night. So let me tell you that Thursday is beautiful. It's a beautiful day. Hi Ella, how are you? Yes, no, it's not my craft room. I don't really have a craft room. I have an office, so but it's carpeted, so I didn't really want to do any painting in the craft room when it's got carpet floors. So I'm in the dining room. And I do have a space set up in our garage as well that has like a workbench and that kind of thing. So I'm just going to find the happy place, a happy medium or somewhere that I can do my lives from. So hi Kimberly. Yes, I'm so happy that I got moved too. It is quite a stressful time and we're sort of in that awkward place this week where we had moved everything, but we've still got to clean the rental, you know. So I've got carpet cleaners coming later today, pest control, you know, been scrubbing walls and that kind of thing. So yes, we have moved. I do have a different background. So yeah, I just showed you the sunny outdoor setting outside. We've got some plants out there. Still getting organized. In fact, if you saw, let me just show you what the situation is here right now. Boxes almost to the ceiling that we haven't unpacked yet. So this is the only nice area of the house. Let me just move you around and show you. I have a clock. I still need to put my wall clock up here. So there's boxes and boxes and boxes. Boxes for days. So we are still working out where everything goes, even in the kitchen. You know how you've got to find, is that the best place for those, you know, for the Tupperware or for the plates and dishes, and what's going to be great, best access for the sink and all of that kind of stuff. So we're still kind of figuring it out. But we're here. We're in our new home. Can't wait to get started on our live. Before I get started, that's the code that you'll need today. If you want to order any of Essential Stencils products, use my code I Restore Stuff and get 10% off anything in stock. Love you to share the live and sprinkle the love around. And you can find me at I Restore Stuff on my Facebook page, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all of the different social platforms there. So thanks for tuning in today, guys. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, it is a beautiful home. Not much to show right now, but there's boxes and boxes of things. So I'm going to be working on some beautiful long things today. Like you're just lucky, guys, that I actually found anything to stencil. I've had this board sitting around for a while. It's just one of those, you can use it for a serving platter or a chopping board or a charcuterie board, something like that. So hi Deb and hi Joyce, thank you so much. Congratulations on our new move, yes. Rexine's here, lovely. Hi Lisa. Yes, we are happy too. Finally built the place. So I found this, thought, yep, that'll do, I'll stencil that. I also found this, just a piece of plywood that I had seen in the garage that was the perfect size. So I've quickly just painted that in a Fusion's Coal Black. It's been a bit of fun trying to find, where did I put my stencil brushes? Now, think. They would have been the last thing packed away, so hopefully it would have been in that first, crate that I brought into the garage. So you just used Fusion Mineral Paint's Coal Black. So you can use any acrylic matte, flat matte paint. That's all I preferred to use. You can use that as a chalkboard as well. So it's nice and flat and very matte finish. So it does make a lovely chalk board. If you are doing it as a chalkboard, I suggest seasoning your chalkboard with a piece of chalk first before you finish that. I'm not going to use it as chalkboard today though. I'm going to use it as a beautiful sign. So I like these long pieces, and so we're going to do the long, hands up, I was going to say hands up who's got this set. But let me know in the comments if you've got this set. It's the Wildflowers Stencil Pack. And I'm not sure if I've actually used this before, but I do love the beautiful wildflower images. And I'll show you what they look like. If you don't have this set, you can get 10% off today using my code IRestoreStuff. It's a 3-pack, and any of the links to any of the products are in the description of the live. So if you tap on the description area, you'll find them all listed with links that you can go straight there, or just type in my code. So here's one. It's gorgeous wildflowers. What is that? Those people who know their flowers. Is that a poppy or a, I don't know. You're going to let me know, aren't you? You know that I don't know my flowers very well. You can tell me what, oh, actually this is a poppy, isn't it? Hang on, there's this one. That looks like a poppy. So what would this be? A pansy, maybe? Is that the word? Is that the flower? Thank you, Rexine. And I love this one too. It just looks like little sprigs of what? Tell me what this one is. So there's 3 different types of flowers there. Let me see if you guys know what they all are. I'm not sure what this one is, but it looks very cute. I just like the, it's almost wild, it is wildflower, but it's almost just grass looking, but I do think that they are possibly little white flowers that they could be on there. So, but I'm going to be using that today. And also I wanted to mix in with my sign this stencil set here. This is the Hello, I'm New Here stencil set. I just like the hello at the top. So you can use the Hello, I'm New Here. This one is designed for brand new baby. Isn't that amazing? So if you don't have this set, this is a great one for a gift for a newborn baby, a baby shower. You might want to send, take it to. Hello, I'm new here, and there's a little place for your name, date, time, weight, and length. So there's 3 in this set. The other ones are gorgeous rainbow with hearts, and it's worth the wait. Wouldn't you say that about every little baby? After they've waited 9 months to get here, I know, and all the pregnant people said, oh, it's taking so long. They come eventually, guys, if that's you. The greater the storm, the brighter the rainbow. And there's another cute little rainbow. So remember, we love to change up our stencil sets, mix and match them. I love to use different pieces from different sets. So you can use that little rainbow for something else. You might even just want to use the word rainbow. So yeah, there's so many things you can just mix and match in our stenciling projects. So let's get started on, what will we start with? I think I'll start with the board. So this one's just a bamboo board, and I think I've sanded, I can tell I've sanded this side here. So that's the side that I'm going to stencil on. Thank you so much for sprinkling and sharing our live. Thank you, guys. So if you've got a group that you know that you can share the live in, go ahead and do that. I should have turned a light switch on. Let me see if the light's better if I do this. Maybe. Anyway, we're going to be working down here on the project. So let me point that down now. Oh, Donna says you don't have that stencil set either, and you've got a second grandson arriving in September. That is amazing. How wonderful. Yeah, it is so cute. So that's the that's called, and the links are right there. Essential Stencil has popped them up, I think, as pinned comments. That's the Hello, I'm New Here set, and then there's the tall wildflowers, which we're using just now. So I'm going to use this one here, and I feel like this it fits perfectly on this size board. And I know someone's going to ask me what the size board is. Now, Don't even ask me where I got this. I'm in Australia. You probably have them all over the place there in the USA. This is, oh, I've only got centimetres, guys. It's 44 centimetres long. But let me tell you the size. These are 7 by 16 stencils. So the long length is 16, and that's from the top of the stencil here. It's not the actual stencil itself size, so that's a little bit smaller than that. So it's approximately 16 inches, a little bit longer, the board is, but the flower itself fits perfectly right in that setting. So this one, I'm just going to show you, you can just update a gorgeous little board, and you can use it just for decoration, hang it on the wall, but it would make a great little decor for your home. So I'm just going to tape that down on the side here to start with. Let me point this right down so we can see what we're doing. Now, when I'm stenciling, I always have to have some kind of piece of paper or cardboard, and my glasses, very important. It is a perfect fit, Sonia. Yes. And is it Dande D says you can get them from Michael's Crafts, Walmart, Target, and Joann's. Yeah, they're pretty much everywhere these days, aren't they? Whoops, that just came off. So I've just got it right there near the edge, so that fits perfectly. But I can't do over this edge because I've got it slightly going off the edge there. So I think that will work. And I've got a piece of cardboard to offload my paint. I've got my Essential Stencil brush set. Don't forget, you can now also get the second smallest one, I think the second size. 5/8 inch you can get in a single pack now. So it's just by itself, which is a popular size. This is quite fine. I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to use black. Or I could use, what you could do, here's another idea. If you did want to put, that's not sticking right now. If you did want to put words over the top of your design, then I would choose white because it's a light wood, and then you can, and then your words could stand out in black. So that's one idea. Sometimes when I'm doing my lives, I'll do one thing, but I'll also give you lots of ideas to do for other things. This is definitely not sticking onto my board, and I'm not sure why. So I might just have to make sure I hold it very still. So we're placing that here. We've got our coal black paint. I'm just going to do just plain black to just make it stand out. I feel like it'll look like a bit of a sketch on a piece of paper. I just love the sketchy, not sketchy as in dodgy, but sketchy as in actual sketching. So I've dipped that into the paint. I've got a bit on my brush, but it will be still too much. Don't just wipe it off the edge. You'll actually need to wipe it onto a piece of cardboard. I work it into the bristles a little bit. You can always add more paint on, but it's a bit harder to take it off. If you've got too much on there, that's when you get the bleed underneath the stencil. That's when you get fuzzy edges, and we don't want fuzzy edges. So I can tell that I've hardly got much at all on my brush, and it is running out rather quickly, but I'd rather have that than too much on there. Sonia says, yes, it is exciting to be in my new home. Hi, Larry, Christy from California. All right. Now, I also wanted to mention today about the Stencil of the Month Club. Now, there's some gorgeous designs in that, and I'm expecting mine to arrive any day now. And I'm hoping, because this is a new area and a brand new home, I'm hoping they find my address. We've literally only just put the numbers, because, you know, you've got to get your own letterbox numbers or house numbers and put them on your house yourself these days. It's not something the builder did or included for us in, you know, the build. So we went down to the hardware store, bought our numbers, and Marty has literally just screwed them into the letterbox on the front door so that we don't miss any packages. There is no way that I want to miss my Essential Stencil orders, and so I have seen that my Stencil of the Month Club is out for delivery today or tomorrow, so should be getting that really soon. But I have seen that the other ambassadors using the Stencil of the Month Club design, and it just looks amazing. If you wanted to, here's a deal. If you wanted to try the Stencil of the Month Club, there is an opportunity on the main essentialstencil.com site, and I've added this in the very bottom of my description, up there in the live description. You can get a mystery pack or a mystery stencil. So this is only for people who are not in the Stencil of the Month Club, because obviously they would already probably have access to all these stencils. But you can have the opportunity to see what the club's like and see what kind of stencils they get there. You can visualize them in the shop, because stencilofthemonthclub.com actually has all of their stencils listed on there, and they have a little club shop that you can look at without being a member, but you just can't purchase from there. They're exclusive to club members. So many benefits of being a Stencil of the Month Club member. I know a lot of you are, and you're always saying in the comments, yes, I love the Stencil of the Month Club sets, but there is a mystery pack. So there is a link for the mystery pack. You can save 50% on your very first month at Stencil of the Month Club with my code IRestoreStuff. So you can save 50% there. But if you're just wanting to try the stencils from the Stencil of the Month Club, you can order a mystery pack or a mystery stencil. So there's two options: a mystery pack, which will be, I don't know how many stencils, it'll say on the site there, maybe 3, or a mystery stencil, and Essential Stencil will send that out to you, and you can have a little go, see if you might like joining the Stencil of the Month Club. And you can also get your first month off, 50% off, using code IRestoreStuff. So there's that. So see how I'm just swirling here nice and gently and going round and round, and I'm not getting it bleeding under because I haven't got a lot of paint on my brush. Just a little bit, offloading it so the majority of it is removed from the brush. It's called a dry brush method. Then I can swirl and swish, and it's not going to bleed under because I've offloaded a lot of that paint. Okay, I can't wait to see how this turns out. Hopefully it just looks like a light outline of a sketch, which is a really on-trend thing at the moment. If you have seen some of these wildflower type designs just on a white background for a sign on the wall, it'll look gorgeous. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! And I can see that that's fairly sharp, maybe slightly fuzzy edges down the bottom, but I love the crispness of how that turned out. And I think that less is more sometimes, so I didn't want to add more words or anything. You could, but if you wanted to, but I just love the simplicity of that gorgeous board that I could just envisage hanging on a kitchen wall, or in an entryway or something like that. So cute little piece there, black on wood, gorgeous, so simple, so pretty. Oh yes, Donna says that would look good done with torch paste. I know, I see lots of people doing things with torch paste these days, and it's a lot of fun. I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen the others doing that. Wanda says, I'm still working on the offloading. I get impatient and leave too much paint. I know, it's so easy to do. Practice on cardboard or practice on something first to get the general idea of it. Now, I am going to just remove the paint from this as much as I can first, because I may use this for my other design that I've got going on over here. I haven't decided yet, but we'll just remove it just to make sure. Yeah, it is a lovely board, isn't it? Let me just pop that in view while I'm washing this off. Also, if you're going to use your paintbrush again, you can just pop it in a little bit of plastic. I've already got a brush in plastic that I painted my chalkboard with in the black paint. So I'm just going to pop that in the plastic bag in case I want to use that colour again. Oop, made a mess. Okay, so when you are rubbing the paint off immediately, it will come off fairly easily. Otherwise, if you do let it dry, like I often do, something like Awesome Spray, but just your really gentle soap and water with a gentle scourer, but not a steel wool kind of thing, just a really gentle, one of those green scoury sponges. Now that will come through onto the underneath because you've just been rubbing paint, so make sure you clean that off the background. Flip it over, and also look out for any little parts of the stencil that might lift up, because stencils have that tendency, because they've got little bridges that are all joining the pieces together. Okay, so let that dry. I do have a towel here that we could just pat that dry with. And the other thing that I prepared earlier, I guess you could say you've prepped a board ready to stencil on, is this one. And if you've just joined, I showed that just a little bit earlier. All it is, it's a piece of plywood, pine board or whatever, and it's a little bit larger than these Wildflower 16-inch, so it's probably 17 inches, and the width is probably an extra inch as well. So this is, the stencil is 7 by 16 inches, the board's probably 8 by 17. So, okay, now we've got a dry surface to work on, make sure it's not going to all, otherwise these stencils will sort of smush everywhere. Kimberly, you said your best friends talked you into making your own torch paste. You're crossing fingers it goes well. I have not heard of someone making their own torch paste. Wow, that's interesting. Alrighty, this time, so don't forget guys, here's where you can find me at I Restore Stuff on all of the social medias. Here's share to share our live that we're doing right now. We've still got more to go. And this is the code you can use, I Restore Stuff, to get 10% off all of your Essential Stencil products. The links are right there in the description of the live. Or you can get 50% off your first month in the Stencil of the Month Club. So again, you could use this kind of a board horizontally like this, but I'm going to use it vertically like this. Oh, Laurie, you got your Stencil of the Month Club stencil today. That's awesome. Excuse me. All right. So as we saw before, this comes with 3 in the set. And there's this gorgeous, what did we decide what it was? A pansy. This one's a poppy. Yes, Ella says, have you ever used all 3 of those stencils together? I haven't, and so I was thinking about that actually, and they would look great as a beautiful set along the wall. I'd envisage this one in the middle, so imagining with me here, that kind of a look with 3 tall boards. Now, you know, my board is a different size to this board here, but just imagining, and even this is the black inserts that come with your stencils. I'm actually thinking of using one of those today to just try out that flower in, but so many different ideas that you can rearrange these wildflowers in, but that would look just beautiful on a wall with 3 boards similar, even similar boards to this, because I think on this size that flower maybe doesn't fit quite, but you could move it down and just have some of those leaves cut off there. So this one fit perfectly, this one, but you know, you could find your own boards to suit. This one fits perfect, both sides, all around. This one's a little longer. Okay, so, hi Carl, Phyllis. Is it Phyllis? Yes, they would look wonderful as a set on the wall, Linda, and I think that's exactly how Essential Stencil designed them to be. The other thought that I did have, and I'm not sure if I'm game to do this today, is to just cross these all over using different colours. You know, you've got this wildflower one, which could possibly sort of sit in the background here, maybe up high, I'm not sure, or down low. Then you've got this one, just crossing them all over on one board. Now the flowers would all cross over. I'm not sure how that would look. You could experiment with this kind of thing. That's why you can use things like cardboard, like using this, to just flow your design and just think about how that might look. It might look a little bit too much. You could probably, you can even, remember, flip the design. So if it's not working to fit with another stencil this way, flip it over to make it work this way. You could have these flowers sort of on this side crossing over, and then we could have this one with this poppy coming out this way, all joining like that. We've got that one there, so you could possibly just move it down slightly and have a bunch of wildflowers, almost like you've got a bunch, an actual bunch of flowers here. So you can see how you can kind of mix and match the designs to create, you look, lay it out and play with it on your board, or we can just go with something that's just plain and simple with just one on each thing. So many different ideas and options you can do with all of the stencils really. So here is this one. I'm going to do on the board here. Is that one or this one? Maybe this. What I did want to do is add, if you missed it earlier, we're also going to be using this set, the Hello, I'm New Here set, which has this cute saying. It's for newborn babies. Hello, I'm new here, with the name, date, time, weight, length. And it's got a couple of cute other sayings. Greater the storm, the brighter the rainbow, and the worth the wait, with a large rainbow and hearts. So what I want to do is use this word hello on top, and the little flourishes actually reach on the outside. I don't necessarily want it to say I'm new here, although you could do that. It might be a nice thing in an entryway to a building where you know, it's a greeting, or at a conference or something is hello, I'm new here. You could even make little name badges with hello, I'm new here, that kind of a thing. But I'm going to tape that off. I'll do that now before I forget. So we just want to tape where the words are so that they don't get accidentally painted onto the design. I'll do this one last after I've done the flower. But you just want to pop that right across there so that I've just got the word hello. I also am going to leave off the hearts because we've got the flowers here. I think they finish it off. So see how we just kind of tape off the bits that we're not going to use for that design. All our little hearts that we've got here. This one out to the side won't be on there anyway, but this one's quite close. I might just tape that off anyway, that heart there. Excuse me. Okay, and this one here, just in case we have to use that. What I would like to do is show you how you can shorten these flourishes. They actually, the flourishes on the word hello go out past the edge of my board here. So it's coming out there, coming out there. What I could do is just leave them off altogether and just do the word hello. And you can leave the one off here on the O. Or we could try and shorten that flourish, and I'll show you a way that we can do that. So stay tuned. We're going to do the flower first, and then I'll show you that process. So here's our poppy. I do like the hello font also. And I just wanted to make sure that fits. Again, yes. So we've got our... So I could frame then this whole board here. It's just very thin ply. So I could use a frame, pop it in a frame, or create a frame to go with it. Okay. Now to do this one, I'm going to do white, I think. Just Victorian lace. This is Fusion Mineral Paint. I do have a link for my Fusion paint in the description of our live also, that you can... it's my affiliate link, so I'd love it if you use that, and you can find all the different colours of Fusion. It's just a furniture paint. Someone asked earlier, do I upcycle furniture? Yes, that's what I love to do. That's how my name came about, which is I Restore Stuff, the business name anyway, because I love to restore and upcycle old pieces of furniture, bring them back to life again. Okay, dipping that into the lid. Lots and lots of paint on the brush. So first I'm going to just wipe it off on the edge. Then I'm also going to offload that paint onto my cardboard here. And I'm just going to hold this down. You can tape the edges if you like, but holding it down. This one's got lots of nice long thin lines, not big spaces to fill. Yep, hardly any there. So I'm just going to add a bit more. Let's see if I can work that into the bristles. Okay, it's lovely. The darker background really works nicely for this kind of a look with the white. And it's just a flat matte. You can use chalk paint or you can use any kind of acrylic based paint. I just used a flat matte fusion mineral paint. Adding a bit more to my brush, and again just going along those lines, just gently brushing back and forth. And you could do a little bit of swirling. The reason I can do that is because I don't have much paint on the brush at all. So if you do have too much paint on, you'll get those fuzzy edges, and we don't want that. It's a lot harder to fix that. You can always sand it back and start again, but it's just a bit of a process. So easier to have less on your brush to start with. Whoop. You can always add 2 coats as well. If you find this is too thin and you wanted to add more paint, you can do that. And sometimes it's just nice to have that almost a chalky look about it, you know. You can who else has said yes, the surface, someone's asking about the surface on the wood. The surface on the wood I did earlier, this is a cutting board. It's a bamboo cutting board, but this is a plywood, just a very thin plywood that I just had lying around. I love to just recycle and upcycle pieces of wood that I find. And I just painted it plain black to get that chalkboardy look. And when you just do your white paint in a just a real brushed kind of a look, it ends up looking a bit like chalk anyway. So even though this is going to be permanent, it's not chalk, so it's going to be a permanent paint on the board, but it'll give it that chalkboard sort of a look. All right, let's see if I can get these done. Did someone tell me if it is a poppy? Yes, I've got so many moving boxes. Yeah, cereal boxes work well too, Kimberly. It does make for great offloading cardboard. And now we have so many moving boxes, we will have cardboard for years. But yeah, any kind of box is really good for just opening up and offloading the paint. As long as it doesn't have that glossy surface, so you'd use the inside of most cardboard boxes, they've just got to have that bit more of a porousy type of a surface. Okay, I think I'm nearly done on this, and then we're going to add the words, and I'll show you how to, you can extend flourishes too, or shorten them, so we'll do that with that word hello on the top. And I did bring, let's see how much time we've got left. Oh yeah, I did bring some kind of bright colours too, that are ideas for, we could use as ideas. I might paint some of the other flowers on here and have an experiment with that. So let's have a look what this looks like. There we go. Let me show you that up close, and you'll be able to see what I mean by it kind of looks a little bit like chalk when you look up close if you just brush it on fairly randomly. Or you could do a really solid colour and make it brush on. But look how just, it looks like a little sketch. It looks like one of those, you know, those patent drawings or botanical drawings, things like that. So I just love the white on the black. It just really stands out beautifully. Then we're going to add the, oops, I still need that, and I will still need my white. I might just pop that in a wet cloth though while I sort my stencil out. Yeah, the mustard colour is cute too. I think I'll just stick with the white for my words, and then we'll go on and have fun with experimenting with a bit of colour. Now I've taped off this to start with. If you missed what stencil set this is, it's called the Hello, I'm New Here set. Got some great ideas in that set for baby, but I'm not going to use it for baby right now. I'm just going to use it as a hello sign to say hello. Okay, so we're going to get our word sort of centered in there, hello, but like I said before, the flourishes actually run off the edge of here. So I am going to stop short of the flourishes and then we're going to shrink it in. So let me see if I can move that a little bit more forward so you can see that. Don't forget you can use my code IRestore-Stuff for anything you're seeing today on our live, or even the Stencil of the Month Club. And I mentioned for non-club members that there is mystery packs and mystery stencils that you can order right there in the on the homepage of the essentialstencil.com site. I will need a bit more tape because I'm going to tape the flourish here, and I'll do that in a minute. Because what I'm going to be doing is just using a part of the flourish. So you all know what I mean by the flourish. I don't know if that's what you call them, but that's what I'm calling them. I think in the font world they call them glyphs or something like that. Not GIF, glyph. Okay, so grabbing my white painted brush again, I'm going to do the hello sign without those little flourishes. And I'd like this to look a little bit chalky as well. So if we just brush it on fairly randomly. Gloria says you're using black and also white photo frames on your photo wall, and you can, yes, you can mix these in here too. These type of stenciled signs will look great in amongst a photo wall, a gallery wall. They look beautiful. Okay, so that didn't take long. We got that working. Oops. Nearly painted that little heart there, and I'm not including the hearts on this one. Just going to use it hello by itself. So you'll see some areas are more solid than other areas, but it sort of is reminiscent of chalk, looking like I've just painted it in chalk. So there's a little closer look for you. See how it sort of looks chalkish? Chalky-ish. Okay, so now you could just leave it like that. So like I said before, you can just leave the flourishes off. But let me see if I can show you how we can add those in. Now that I've taped them off, I'll take this tape off, where I have, this is the little flourish on the side. So what I want to do is now tape it this way. I'm going to think about where it should go. There it is. And what I do is I'm going to, let me see if you can see that, just shift it slightly until it starts fitting back on the board here. So if your board's too narrow, here I'm going to just shift it slightly there. Now what I want to do is now tape off this area, leaving just where that little bridge is so it does look like it's a stencil. You can just fill in the bridge if you want and just leave it there. But I just wanted to have it to have the same look as if I just stenciled it. See if I can manage that. Just adding that right there, and now getting my paintbrush. You could tape down the board again if you're nervous about changing position and it shifting, but there we go. Now I've added that flourish on this side. See how I just shifted it slightly and I've shrunk it, so then it's smaller, but now it fits on the board beautifully. If I left it hang off the edge, then it would be chopped off. So what happened is I just find random boards, and that's why it's this size. Otherwise you could fit the whole stencil on if you actually measured and chopped and cut a board exactly to the size you need it. Okay, so now we're going to do this other side where the hello is, and once again we're going to fit that exactly on the hello. Whoops, there it is, wrong letter. And then I'm going to see where that flourish is off to the side. Get this, jump up so you can see it better. This is my zoom in feature, is me holding the board a bit closer. So I'm putting the stencil exactly where hello is. Now that flourish off to this side here goes off the board. So I want to bring it back on the board to meet the O, and it's going to be a lot shorter. but that's where I want it to meet the O. I'll see if I can do this. And then I'm going to pop my tape right here as if it was already there on the stencil. So let me just lay this down because I'm not going to be able to do that there. Okay, and grabbing my brush, offloading. And that is how you shorten your flourishes, and you can lengthen them in a similar way too. Oops, I've got it, it's much brighter white than the O, but that's okay. Can't tell too much. So now it just looks like it was exactly how the stencil meant it to be, and I've just shrunk it a little bit by adjusting the edges. So that's how you do that. Let me see if I've missed any comments. Don't forget to just, if you do have any questions, pop them in the comments, because did we mention there's prize winners on our lives? If you're new here, let us know that too. If you've never watched one of our lives before, let us know that in the comments. We love to know here and encourage you to give stenciling a go. So I'm going to wash that off later. Right now, let's have another look, and I just want to show you what these bright colors also can look like against the black. So we've got black on this cardboard, which is literally just cardstock that comes with your stencils. So don't forget, you could use these as well. You could use these as practice, or you could use them for real and create a beautiful artwork and frame it, put it on your wall. So I just wanted to use this gorgeous azure color. Now I didn't have that color linked, but I've got the Fusion shop linked in our, no I haven't. I do have it though. If you're wanting to know where to get the Fusion paint from, I do have a link there. That's an affiliate link that I'd love you to use if you can. All right, popping the white into a wet cloth here because I may use that white again later. I love this bright blue. It may not look as bright on the camera, but let's have a go at just using that. And I've placed it straight down onto the black. Oh, Laurie, thank you so much for sprinkling and sharing our live. Karen says, you've got the flower stencils. I know, they're just gorgeous, aren't they? So I can't wait to, let me start at the top this time. I'm always starting down there at the bottom. I want to see how this turns out on the black. I assumed that it would turn out nice and bright, but I'm wondering if it may turn out brighter if I have a white underneath. And I think I could be right. So let's have a go and see what this looks like here versus, oops, still looks like I need more on my brush. And because we're doing it on cardstock, it's a little bit different than if I'm doing it on the paint. The painted board feels a lot different. So the cardboard's a little bit more porous, and so you can sort of sense that that's kind of sucking up the paint, which is probably why it feels like there's not a lot on there. Maggie says, is that a poppy? I think this is a poppy. I think this might be a pansy, but I haven't been able to check comments to, I asked earlier, but I haven't been able to check comments to see. All right, I'm just going to leave this one here, and I want to see what happens if I do the white underneath that bright color, because I think that could work. Ah, shifted. We don't want that to happen. Should be holding a little more tightly to my stencil. This one's sort of easier to see where it lines up because it is exactly on the mat. All right, so I've got a little flower right beside it, and this is to show you, this is how you do your experimenting with color, with designs, with layouts. It's a fun process to do it this way so that you can know exactly where you're putting things. Okay, I've got the white right here, this Victorian lace color. Let me try white with then putting the blue color on the top. You could even do it like a little bit of a shadow, and I really feel like that would really make it pop and stand out a lot more. So this is just a way of showing you the different ideas that you can use. It's got a little bit of a blend there with the white, but see how we can just create a bit of a white background, and that gives the blue, the bright blue aqua green, it's called azure. It gives it a good base to really stand out on. So I'll show you that so far. See how we've got the white and the, whoop, you can't see it very well, but there, see, that blue does stand out. It does stand out beautifully, doesn't it? Well, we could keep going with that, couldn't we? Let's have a look. While we're there, just placing it in exactly the same spot. Let's grab that colour again. Hi Teresa, that's okay, it doesn't matter that you're late, you can always catch the replay. If you missed any of the beginning of our live, I've been doing these wildflowers and adding some other words on them. I don't know if you can see partially the other things that we've been doing. And yeah, don't forget to catch the replay, and if you do watch the replay, comment the word replay in the comments and you have a chance at winning some Essential Stencil prizes. I feel like I've got to have a little bit of water on that. Let me see if I can dampen that with my cloth. That's it. I think sometimes when this paint hasn't been used for a long time, it sort of tends to thicken in the pot. It's beautiful bright colours, and you can just, you know, go over this for your second or third coat if you needed to, but it is looking lovely just like that. Did I shift that again? Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys. Oh, never mind. I'm trying to rush, see? That's what happens when you rush. But of course, you guys won't rush, will you? You'll take your time. Yes, it is. The aqua's really pretty on the black. Oh, it just shifted again. I probably should have taped this one. Offloading, and we've got one lonely white one just there, but we'll see. I think that looks gorgeous, apart from my little mess down here when it shifted, but you can see the blue really does stand out against that white, and you could slightly shift that and then add blue on top of that white for a bit of a different background. So what I was mentioning before, you could try layering some of these flowers, wildflowers, making it look like a bunch of flowers, using some different colours. I do like this, this as well, so let's just throw that over the top there. You know, it's just a matter of having fun and experimenting, isn't it? So there you go. We're going to add a bit of mustard, I reckon. We'll give that a go. If you don't have these ones, you can get them right now using that link. Use my code IRestoreStuff, get 10% off any of your stencil sets. We also used the, well, you can get it for anything that you order from Essential Stencil. 10% off. And I think that also includes the mystery pack that I said is available on the homepage at essentialstencil.com. if you want to get a taste of the Stencil of the Month Club. Now, I haven't lined this one up exactly to the page, because what I want to do is sort of make it look as if we could even turn this one over and have it coming a little bit more that way. No, that would work better this way, I think. And just have it coming down in a different place, maybe from down here, and have those leaves kind of randomly popping over the top there. So just think about different options that you could layer these. I'm adding a little bit more on my brush. I feel like it's not enough. Now I'm going to have to hold this really still and see how let's see how the mustard turns out on the dark and then over the blue. But like we said before, you don't have to layer it. You can do them on 3 separate boards and create beautiful signs with these. I just love this wildflower look. It's like those little botanic sketches that you see. You can create yourself some stunning wall art, make it look like you paid $1 million. Yeah, the mustard colour is really great for the fall crafts. I do have a Fusion Mineral Paint affiliate link. We can pop that in the comments if you need that. Let me know and we will pop that in the comments in reply to you. And I'm just going straight over the top of the little pansy flowers or whatever they are. Poppies maybe. May still be poppies. You are so welcome, Peggy. Thank you for the lovely words. You guys are also so encouraging. This is such, if you are new to our Essential Stencil community, welcome to the Stencil of the Month Club. If you are in the club, if you're not, you are so welcome to join us anytime. You can use the code I Restore Stuff to get 50% off your first month. You get to join a wonderful Facebook community where people share their inspirational craft ideas with using Essential Stencil products, and there's so many wonderful inspirational ideas there. All right, let's see. No idea how this is going to turn out, but you know I love to experiment with you guys. Wow. Okay, so we can see this little mixture of color happening here. Look at that. How cool. I've got that little lonely white one standing out there as well. So imagine you could do that, you know, flip this on a different side, come out from a different angle, just add even one sprig of this from somewhere else in a totally different color. So you could have your whites and your all sorts of colors coming off there. So I hope you like these fun ideas today. Don't go anywhere because we're going to pick some prizes right now, and I'll show you, if you missed the beginning of the live, what we did in the beginning, and you'll be able to go back and watch the replay, and you'll be able to comment the word replay for another chance to win. We don't know that you were here before. We can just comment the word replay within the next 24 hours after we finish the live. You never know. All right, so let me just show you. We first of all worked on this chopping board idea using a plain, beautiful, simple, I just love the simplicity of that little wildflower stencil there. Thank you, Laurie, for all those hearts. Oh my goodness. And then I showed you on this board how we used this combined with our stencil set, the Hello, I'm New Here stencil set. Just tape off, see all the tape? Just tape off the bits that you don't need for your stencil and add it to anything. So I also showed you how to shorten these flourishes because mine were going to come off the edge of the board. So we just jiggled that a little bit, made that happen. And then I showed you how to use the wildflowers again, using a mixture of colors and ideas. You know, the world's your oyster, people. Let's see, we've got some winners. Let me see if I can find them here on our live. Nope, but I have to look up here. I can see it right here. Congratulations to Cheryl and Paula and Jane. Congratulations, all three of you. Please email support@essentialstencil.com. Let them know that you were a winner on my live, Sharon's live today, and that you were watching here and that you won a prize, and they'll send you out something. Don't forget, guys, use the code I Restore Stuff. Follow me on any of these social media platforms. On Instagram, you'll be able to see some of my behind the scenes, you know, moving and new house stuff if you follow me over there on Instagram and watch my stories there or the Facebook stories. So I have had fun. My first live in our new house, I found a space, I found a blank wall, got my stencil box here, but I've had fun with you today. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next week for another fun live. Bye.